Back to Brown's Rod and Custom. We are happy Friday. We are hanging out here in the garage working on the 40 Ford at the moment. Kind of an emergency repair. Had a transmission leak, pretty bad transmission leak to the point where it was kind of not wanting to go into gear without persuasion. So we're fixing that. All it really was the kickdown cable going into the Turbo 350, into the transmission. It was leaking out of there, so you can see the puddles everywhere. So Big Ron's working on that. Kind of give you a look at the 40 here. That's a 350. I think it's like 375 horse, something like that. 350 to 375. It feels every bit of that. Got the power brakes and all the things. Ron's working on that. There we got the bitch and dash with the Ford Motorscript gauges. Got the chrome steering column, low car shifter, low car pedals, all the things. Now, one of the reasons y'all are probably here is for this guy right here. Here's our Chevy Apache, 1958 Chevy Apache. Sitting out in the sun for the first time with a coat of primer on her. And man, does it look good. God, it looks good. I can't get over it, to be honest with you. We really nailed it with this. The primer went on great yesterday. No runs, no nothing weird. Not that it really matters. I sand most of it off anyway, but it really turned out. Dash is perfect. There's not a thing wrong with that dash. Roof turned out good. Really happy with this. Now the roof, if you're looking at this and it looks a little weird, the roof is a shade off from the rest of the truck because the roof I did 6 months ago, maybe something like that. But I used Eastwood epoxy on the roof, white epoxy. And to be honest with you, I don't like it. I like a lot of Eastwood products, but that it went on, it kind of ran a little bit. It just went on like you were spraying water. Now for the rest of the truck, what we sprayed yesterday was Shop Line, which is PPG, just epoxy and white, and it went on fantastic. There was literally zero issues with it. Super easy to spray, looks great. Couldn't be happier with that. But I figured I'd show you guys this. A lot of you guys have been following this build. Now, the elephant in the room, guys, okay? Let's talk about this. The frame. I've gotten a lot of feedback over the last 24 hours. Why did we not prime or paint the frame or do anything to it? Do not worry, it is coming. That is actually October, November, December, we're gonna be building the frame. Right now, all we're doing is body work and whatnot on the cab so that we can get the doors fitting right and everything. And then we're gonna take the cab off of the frame, put it on a dolly, and then we're gonna go to war on the frame. The frame will be boxed. It will have Mustang 2, tubular control arms, 2-inch drop spindles, disc brakes, sway bar, power steering, all of that. It's gonna have probably a 6-liter LS with a 4 or 6-speed auto built going in it. Back here in the back, we're gonna have a triangulated 4-bar or a parallel 4-bar, one or the other, with a Panhard bar, with coilovers, and get rid of the leaf springs and all that on here, and just really dial this thing in. We'll have, we're putting the gas tank in the bed, but I don't think I'm gonna have the actual fill be in the bed. I'm gonna bring it out, if I can, into the fender and put one of those Hagen gas doors. Actually, Ron has one. Hold on. Something like that, where you just, and you fill, and it's back. So that's kind of the idea for that. Now, to do that, a lot of work has to happen. One, we got to get the cab off of it, and two, we got to get the frame sandblasted. I'm going to try it with my Bauer surface conditioning tool and get as much as I can, and then sandblast the rest. And then we'll go ahead and prime it, epoxy it, do what we just did to the cab. And then depending on whatever color the truck is, the frame will be that color. So, and I will paint the tubular A-arms and all the things, the engine black, all of that, to match the color of the truck. So it'll all flow all the way back. It won't just be a black frame with shitty welds, and, you know, it'll look the way it's supposed to look. Now, the first thing that's gonna come, this will probably be next month. We're probably 2-3 weeks away from it. But the brake pedal assembly that goes in here with the dual master cylinder and the 8-inch booster, that's the first part we're gonna buy for this. So basically, I think we got to remove this piece here, that there, and put a new one in, and then the pedal drops down in the right location where it misses for the steering and all the things. So pretty cool little kit. Gonna pick up from POL, Performance Online, and I think I'm gonna do the chrome booster and chrome master cylinder with the proportion valve. Now, something I'm going to do different on this truck that I've never done. I'm going to go disc. So disc brakes in the front, disc brakes in the rear. Usually we do drum in the rear, disc in the front. But this one, I think we're just going to go all the way with it. It will have probably 20-inch rims on it or something like that. Not stupid. It'll look right. Have a little faith in me. But I think it's going to look pretty sharp. So I will say, though, I love the white. I mean, if you did white and you went in here and you put, say, the tease seat, the bench seat with the bucket backs, with the armrests, with the billet cup holders, and you did that in bright red, and then the rest of the cab was white, the headliner insert up here you did in that same red material, and then you have somebody make a panel to cover this black area here, to just kind of go across and cover this up, and covered that in the same red. Woo, look good. Maybe paint it like a Corvette Classic white or something like that, just a bright white, a pretty bright white. Would look good. I got ideas, boys. I got ideas for days on this truck. I bounced around turquoise and white. I bounced around black, a dark green, a John Cooper Works Rebel green with a light bronze. I've kicked around a lot. Right now, turquoise and white is kind of what we're thinking, with the chrome grille, chrome bumpers. It's a nice set of wheels, that kind of deal. Basically, the white would go in here, the roof, right? And then everything else would be turquoise. And then on the inside, we'd two-tone the dash. So turquoise on top, cut it here, and do white down here, and then turquoise on everything else, and then basically do that brown bench seat. Same one I just said about red. It comes in a really pretty brown leather. You can get it in, and I think that would be just drop dead gorgeous in here. To do the same deal, take that same brown, put it on the headliner, and then the door panel pieces, which I'll show you this in here. Did you get it? Get in there? All right.
A little tricky.
So the pieces that go right there, there's a cover that goes there. They actually have any other room. Make sure I don't drop this door. Wrap them in the same material. Be kind of cool. Hey, Don. Hey, Kelvin. How you guys doing? From Germany, huh? That's incredible. Thanks for watching. So that's kind of where we're at over here, guys. Just trying to get the 44 dialed in here with that tranny leak so that we're not leaving puddles in the driveway anymore. Maybe my mom won't kill us. And try to get this to where it does what it needs to do again, which is he's almost done. And then we're going to start working on the Apache again. Push it back in the garage. We're basically in Spring Hill, Florida, right by Tampa. About 30-40 minutes north of Tampa, and it's like 95 degrees with like 70% humidity right now. It's just stupid hot. I'm literally just a puddle. But we're gonna make this patch panel here and get it in and treat the backside here and get that in so that we can then come over here and figure out this little 90 we need to make here. but we need to get the backside in first so we don't have as little amount of flex as possible, so that we don't screw anything up, because we would really like the back window to actually go back in this truck. That'd be great. So without anything crazy. So that's going to happen. And then we'll probably start messing with the doors and getting them dialed in, metalwork, so on and so forth, so that we can just, get them epoxied, get them back on the truck, get everything fitting right. It fit pretty darn good before. We just need to dial a couple things in. And then we'll start body working the rest of the truck over the next couple weeks. And priming and priming and priming with heavy build and blocking and, doing all the not fun things. And it should look pretty damn sharp. Also looking at, we have the bed of the truck. It's back there around the corner on a trailer. I'm thinking about dragging the bed and the rear fenders out into the driveway and then assembling the bed here, so that I can set it back on this frame. And I need to see a couple things. One, I need to get a width, start figuring out the width of the rear end, because I got to take that up to Mosier Engineering up in, I think it's Indiana somewhere, and drop that off to get it shortened or narrowed. But I also want to see where that bed sits in conjunction with here. And I know I could look at pictures. I'm just lazy. But I want to actually see it, because I want to put a third brake light in here. And I'd love to put it here. But if I try to put it here, if you look at this, that means I'm in here.